What have you been doing this whole time that you were comatose in the Matrix?
Yeah, I actually experienced what I imagined dump shock to be like when I went out. It was the weirdest thing because video kept going, but like I couldn't hear anything. So I was just talking to myself, and I don't know if I froze or whatever, but it was like, this is what it's like, man. I'm like talking, but they're not responding.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like what dump shock would be like, except if right after that someone hit you in the face with a 2x4.
There you go.
Then you
like,
have
well, what the fuck?
And now Minnie bringing the 2x4.
All right.
It's over that with a chair.
Yeah.
So just so that I'm totally caught up, Night's Ass went on the date, and she's coming back now, and we're still waiting for the car.
Well, I'm waiting for my car, and you guys were gonna head over.
I summoned a bird to follow him and find out how he gets into his apartment.
Yeah,
so I'm waiting.
That would happen, I guess. So the bird would come back and tell you, he opened.
We need a fob. Whoops.
He opened the front door with the fob. He pressed some buttons, which you have. You have the like code for the elevator,
Right?
And then he used the key to open the door, and the key and the fob are on the same keychain.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I suppose to just wait for the car. How much time do we have?
Before what?
Before are we still
Before
not going
my
to the
car,
apartment?
the troll car shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. Yes.
So I mean, we can skip all that, and you guys can just be where you want to be.
Okay.
You can be pulling up to the apartment if you want.
Will we be pulling up
Like,
before
like a
Night's
fire
Ass left in the car?
Yeah.
That's a good question. No, I don't think so. I think Night's Ass is gone by the time you get there.
But
Well, we wouldn't just get in the car, because if you're upstairs, the bird comes back, tells you how to get in, and then you would tell us that information, and then when you tell us the information, we're like, well, we can't fucking get in.
As I say, you basically have 15 minutes or so by the time, like as soon as they walk in, the bird instant traveled back to you, told you what was up. That conversation that they had took maybe 5 minutes. The car will maybe take another 10 or 15. So it's a 20-minute space between when Night's Ass's car shows up, like her ride shows up, to take. You guys are gonna do one of these and just switch places.
But question mark. But like the van, our
Yes.
fourth van,
Yeah.
is just being like dropped off, right? It doesn't have a driver.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just
they
for
would
us
just
to drive.
drop it off, and then the driver
So
would take a bus. Or
We wouldn't have driven it until we would have known that they were gone and at dinner, and their dinner is reserved. So
yes.
Guys, when I see
We
there's
wouldn't have
no
left.
one in the apartment, I'm just gonna go back to the hotel.
What do you mean? You're back to his place?
I don't think we
Well, I'm
would have
gonna
left
find
yet.
you
That's what I'm
guys.
saying.
You
No,
would just be
I
at the
don't think we
hotel.
would have
She
left
left
at all.
early.
If you came down and said, yeah, we can't get into his apartment, I'm not going to be like, well, let's go to his apartment, I guess, and just stand outside and not fucking go in. Like,
So
we
what,
can't
you
get
go
into
to the
his apartment.
restaurant?
I mean, I think that's just right. Like if we have the information on how to get in, but we don't have the tools we need to get in, so we still have to figure that out.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
without
we can-
gaming, can we assume that Night's Ass?
Yeah, like I'm all for just jumping to the point where, like if you want to meet on the sidewalk outside of his house, that's fine. Like, whatever's going to be most effective for you guys of like getting that information across.
I
It's
mean,
not a big deal
I
keeping
think
you
it's fair to
separated.
say, and JP and Dodger, like I think it's fair to say that we're like, well, what the fuck? We need a fob, we need a key, like
Yeah.
we got it. You know, we're gonna have to get Night's Ass to get it. So
I think we're just fighting in
like-
the apartment for like 30 minutes, and then eventually Night's Ass shows up.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Let's-
maybe you
let's
just
say
lose track of time. Yeah, and then Night's Ass, you're there.
What the fuck? I thought you were on a date. What? I don't get it. Night's Ass. What? I thought you're back. Did it go badly? Is everything okay? Are you okay?
We're having a secret conversation in Skype for no fucking reason right now,
Blank
guys.
stare.
The show will continue when the players wish it to be. We'll keep you updated as soon as possible.
Yeah. So what are you gonna say there, Night's Ass? You're back. Silence from Night's Ass.
I'm really confused. as Night Sass and also as myself.
Okay. Do you tell the rest of the Shadowrunners what the conversation was? Like you tell them
Yeah.
what happened? Okay.
Yeah. Everything.
Okay, can I reenact my out of character reaction, but as breakdown now? What if? Oh my gosh, what if we've been hired by his enemies and they're the bad guys and he's like actually a really nice person and we're like trying to ruin his life?
Yo, breakdown. That's the job.
Okay, now I'm going to reenact myself in the secret conversation. That doesn't make any sense because they just want him to go back to Japan.
So they could kill him.
What?
Maybe.
That would be a lot easier at home.
If he dies, it's not our fault, man. That's just part of the job.
But.
Since
Crusher,
when did fucking morals come
Crusher,
into this shit?
I swear I will do magic in front of you if you keep interrupting me.
All right, Jesus.
Okay. What if he offered to pay us more? Would that make it worth it for you?
You're gonna piss off the people that gave us the job.
We've pissed off everybody else.
Yeah, but everybody else is not these people. These people have ways to get to us. You say you give me the fucking decision to let you cast magic in front of me. These people just fucking blow me up from miles away. I don't want to fuck with these people. Bon, breakdown.
Okay. But what if he's like a really nice... Bon, what if he's like a really nice person?
I was a nice guy until I couldn't talk, and now I'm not. What are you going to do about it?
Wow.
All right. Well, Crusher does have a point because the moment this Miss Johnson goes out and starts saying that bomb threat just will fucking turn a dime on the moment that they feel like it's necessary, it will be very difficult to get new jobs. However, that doesn't mean that we couldn't maybe play both sides here. All we have to do
Right,
technically is complete
Breakdown,
the
don't
job
interrupt.
for the Miss Johnson. and then perhaps we could warn Kenji about the impending doom and or help him out with that situation unbeknownst to Miss Johnson.
Yeah, so I also had that idea, but I kind of feel like there's this whole revenge thing in his culture, and he would just like blow that, you know?
Yo, we're not. Why we gotta change everything? Just do the job as is, then we just do the job. If he's a nice guy, who cares?
Because if the job is just to get him to go back to Japan and he wants to go back to Japan anyway...
Well, then he goes back to Japan, and if he dies, it's not our problem. That's not on our conscience, breakdown. It's not on mine.
It's on mine.
Well, you're a fucking Shadowrunner. That shit's gonna come. You think this is all fucking flowers and birds just flying around? No, man. People die.
No,
I killed twin people the other day.
No, I don't think that at all.
Look, I dislike Kenji more than anyone else. I made that post about him. He was in the tabloids more than me for doing nothing. He was like the male version of Paris Hilton. Look, I don't like that kind of person, but I'm not letting him die.
What the fuck is this shit? You people, we just killed 10 people the other day, and now you're like, oh no, this poor Japan guy's got such a rough life.
I mean, Crusher has a point.
Those people were trying to kill us. Kenji's not trying to kill us. He's just trying to go on a date.
Only if he was
Jesus,
drunk,
I'm
not
out. I'm gone. I'll be back.
All right. Stop. You've all made some great arguments.
just like start walking
We're gonna
out
get
the
to
door.
cross-examination in a second. Crusher, hold on. Look, can you convince Kenji to go back to Japan?
And like be unaware that his life could be in danger?
If you convince him to go back to Japan, we can warn him after the job is done. It will make Breakdown happy and Night Sass happy, and it will make Crusher and Bonbon happy because we will have completed the job. We have no obligation to Miss Johnson and her people after we take their money. They may not like it, and they might come after us, but we completed the job.
How much are we even getting for this?
Yeah.
What a great question.
I think that part of the conversation fell into the deep void at the end of the first episode of this section. You're getting paid 10 grand.
Wait, Bonbon, do you say that?
What?
Do you say that we're getting paid 10 grand?
I guess if that's.
I think that's how much it was. I'd have to look it up.
When you say we're getting 10 grand, I'm just like, yo, this Kenji's a nice guy. We gotta talk to him and get him back to. We gotta warn him he's not gonna die in Japan.
10 grand.
10K Bonbon, you gotta fucking negotiate better, man.
Oh my god,
Holy
I don't
shit.
even want to hear it. All right, so what are you suggesting then? Suddenly, Crusher?
The fucking vans we've rented are more than 10K by now.
That's actually not true.
It is.
Because
I've seen the
I am
bills.
also in charge of finance, and I know that is incorrect. So
Fucking 10K, Jesus God. Yo, we gotta
All right.
talk to Kenji
All right.
tonight
it's about what?
about fucking saving his life and see how much that's gonna cost him.
All right, but he's still got to go back to Japan. So you're just saying we can get 10K and whatever Kenji offers us.
Let's fucking go
And
on
then
a trip.
And then we'd have to buy plane tickets.
We
Unless
gotta
you
buy.
would
No,
buy
no,
plane-
we get Kenji to pay for the tickets and we're his
Oh my gosh, are we
bodyguards.
going to go to
I think we
Japan?
might be going to Japan.
Oh my god.
Bonbon, you want to go to Japan? You get a fucking
All right,
little
look,
kimono?
let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need this date to happen first, and we need to find out if Night's Ass can convince him to go back to Japan. If the opportunity comes up, then maybe she should propose a counter deal.
She's
but-
got to talk.
But we have to be able to complete our job with Miss Johnson in doing so.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to just admit to him, like, hey, we're Shadowrunners and we're, like, on the job and the job is you.
Right.
I think we all need to be there for that combo. I'm sorry, Nat's ass, but I don't think you speak for the group.
So we're worried about pissing off Miss Johnson because she'll come after us.
Yo, we don't
All right,
know Miss
one or two
Johnson.
If
things
we
can
take
go.
her, think about it. If
All
we
right,
take her money
Shadowrunning-
and then piss her off,
It doesn't matter because we completed the job. All right, this is Shadowrunner's code right here. All right, if we fuck her over before completing the job, then that shit's on us. But if we complete the job, then, you know, what we do or who hires us after that is completely up to us. She might not like it, as I said, but it won't ruin or tarnish our reputation in the Shadowrunning world.
I don't think you try to convince them to go back. I think you just tell them, hey, go back, but we're Shadowrunners and this is what we were paid to do, but we'll protect you. And then
Right.
we're fucking coming with you to Japan, so buy our tickets.
Right, but then we have to tell Miss Johnson that we convinced him to go back, and he has to go back under the guise that we managed to pull it off.
Right.
Oh.
So he becomes a fifth member of our team.
He's got a sword. I mean, that's pretty cool.
So Knights asked, the question is, are you up for this, or do we need to figure out a better way for the four of us to have this conversation with Mr. Kenji?
I'm going to tell him, I'm going to break it to him, and then I'm going to set up a meeting with all of us.
Well, we
All
should
right.
be outside on the.
Yeah, why
your
don't... No,
things
why,
so
Right,
that we know.
right.
So you're gonna go to dinner, and what's gonna happen at dinner? You're just gonna have a nice conversation.
Are you still going to dinner?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
We got
have
look. Okay, hold
reservations.
on. We suck at plans. We are the worst. Let's plan this out and make sure it works, and then the plan will just happen, and then things will happen, and it will go as the plan's supposed to go.
Let's bring an extra comm device, and I'll give that to him.
Oh.
And what? Just talking to his ears?
I really kind of like that idea. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
it's
I
an
guess he
easy
already
way to
knows something's up.
convince him that she's a Shadowrunner because we're sort of shadowy figures.
And
It-
if he agrees to wear it, then we'll know he's being really open with us. If he refuses to wear it, we'll know that maybe he doesn't trust us, or maybe we need to second guess him.
Or he just wants to spy on us and backstab us, and he was the bad guy all along. But I mean,
Yeah,
that's a good point.
We do also, we have the card. Like, we have proof as well.
The card.
Yeah, the calling card that we were supposed to leave for him.
Yeah, it'll mean a lot more to him than it does to you.
Oh, give that to Knight's Ass maybe as a last resort. Just put the card on the table.
Right.
no, I'll just open with that. That'll be
No,
easy.
don't. It won't even have dinner. You gotta, fuck it. It's a good dinner. You gotta enjoy it.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
We need the calm piece. We need to give her the card. We need to be outside so that if he does want to talk,
Laser microphone right here.
we can have the conversation.
Okay.
And so we gotta wait for the car. We'll meet you over there at the. You'll hear us. We'll say fucking country music or something. You'll know it's us. We'll be outside. You have a conversation. We'll be in the ear.
Right, but if you give him the calm, then we're going to talk to him.
Right, and that goes on about, I'd say, right between apps and the food come out, between the appetizers and the entree. It's a good place, to break the ice, maybe right when the drink's
don't you think it should be after the entree? Because, I don't want him to,
Well,
order
if it's
some
going to
nice
be
dinner
after
and then
the
it
entree,
get
you got to
cold.
get dessert first, because if you get dessert, and then this dinner's still happening, and he's not one to leave.
But, right after the entree before dessert comes might be, the perfect opportunity. I mean...
That's good, but
Country music. Country music.
No, hold on. Get a
It's
dessert
different
that's
for
gonna
rich
take a
people.
while. One of those flamey fucking desserts. The ones where they light on fire. The banana Fosters. Get the banana Fosters.
The souffle, doesn't
The
that
souffle would
usually
be good, too. It'd take a little while.
They even say on the menu at the fancy places,
You gotta order it 15 minutes and right. Yeah, order that right after the entree, then hand them the thing in the ear.
So how much of them arguing about what you're gonna have for dinner happens before you just leave? Knight says.
Well, I mean, it makes perfect sense to me, so I'm staying for a bit.
Okay. All right. Okay. So do we want to cut to you at dinner then? Should we do that?
Sure.
Okay. Because I think you guys have
down
a
an
plan.
alley nearby.
Yeah. So you guys are in the van. You're nearby. Do you want to be in laser mic distance, across the street, or do you want to just be around using the comm?
Across the street.
Okay. All right. So you guys are across the street. You can laser mic.
We can laser mic any people that might look suspicious. I mean, come on, there's a lot.
You could feel the vibrations of the inside of their
right?
body. I
What
guess.
people we could bet on what people are ordering.
Okay. All right. So you're across the street. There's this huge karaoke / bar / restaurant with a giant plastic neon glowing Lucky Cat out front, and inside at a table we zoom in on Knight's Ass and Takashi-san, and they are sitting together at the table. And you've been there, I don't know, a little while. You ordered some food and some drinks, but Kenji seems very distracted. He's looking around, and he just doesn't seem like his head's in it right now. He's just taking sips from his Sapporo or whatever.
I tried dropping clues as we're leading up to, what did we decide? After dinner, after dessert, after the souffle?
After the dinner, before the dessert, order the souffle.
Okay.
Or the banana Fosters if they have that. It'll take long.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of
it tastes
course.
better.
It's a Japanese restaurant. They're probably
So I'm just do you see something dark? What's in, what are you looking at? Is there something in the shades?
He looks at you. He's like, I'm sorry, Kathy. I'm distracted this evening. Business things, you understand. What were you saying?
No, nothing.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I was just sprinting over here, and it made me feel a lot better. Jogging, just gotta.
He looks at you. He's like, yes, you have a very athletic body. I appreciate that about you.
I'm always on the track,
He nods. Yes, it's very important to keep yourself in good shape.
On the treadmill, doing what people do on treadmills.
He kind of squints at you. I don't follow.
Good.
Okay. So, yeah, like you get food. They bring over some like izakaya stuff, like chicken skewers, and he eats it kind of half-heartedly. And like he's asking questions about, like he'll ask you a question, and then regardless of how you answer, he won't really say anything. He'll just kind of like mumble or nod or be like, interesting. He's got a lot of his
Those bodyguards that you had before, where are they right now?
I don't understand. Bodyguards?
When I went to your apartment that one time?
Oh, yes. No, those were not bodyguards. Those were my, what is the word in English? Underlings. Yes, employees of mine. There's a custom in Japan where if your employer wants to go out and get wasted, you have to go with him. It's awkward for them, but important tradition.
Is that why they want to kill you?
No, I don't think they want to kill me. Not any more than anyone's employees want to kill them. But no, those are not bodyguards of mine. No.
Have you ever thought about getting bodyguards?
He shakes his head. No. As I said before, I have some martial skill of my own. I've never been threatened in a way that I felt warranted the expense.
Do you know when dinner's gonna be here?
He like looks at the table. There's like food sitting right there. It's like, would you like something different? I'm sorry, should I have ordered something else?
No, this is great. Just let me know when you're done.
He actually like pushes the plate kind of aside, and he's like, well, I don't have much of an appetite, I'm afraid. And he like looks over, and there's a bunch of like booths in like the back hallway, and he was like, would you like to do some karaoke? I'm quite good, I am told.
Oh.
Oh God.
What's the who cares?
Karaoke? Yeah, come on.
Karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have something a little bit more important to talk about than singing, which, it's my life, pretty much.
What is it, Kathy?
Well, I have a second life.
He kind of like looks at you suspiciously. Go on.
So you know how I asked you, like maybe an hour ago, if you needed help with your business thing?
I do.
You do.
I remember, yes.
And you said that, like, Shadowrunners are great people.
I believe I said that they were implements to be used when appropriate.
And you implied that, like, you're willing to work with Shadowrunners.
Nod.
All right. Well, I have some people that could help you.
Help me with what, Kathy?
Just protecting you and your business.
He shakes his head and he says, I'm afraid that anyone that you know would not be able to help me where I am going. I have to return home soon, and unless these friends of yours are Japanese.
One of them's half Japanese.
I need you to be honest with me, Kathy. Who are these people? Who are you, for that matter? I'm beginning to become very suspicious.
I mean, like, I'm Night Sass. You knew that.
Yes, your stage name, I remember.
You know Bomb Threat?
He's...
Well, that's a lie. Okay, whatever.
So you guys in the car, you can hear this whole...
Yeah, the entire time I'm just like, what the fuck is she doing? She didn't even get dessert yet. What the fuck?
It's not time. All right. Maybe have him put the comment.
Give him the com. We'll have Bomb call.
He's not interested in the con, I whisper.
Just hand it to him and say, "Can you talk to my friends?" And then we'll talk to him. It doesn't matter if he's interested. We'll make him interested. He's gonna get up and leave soon. You got to give him. This is awkward as shit, and we're not even in the room.
Are you sure you don't want to talk to my friends?
Just fucking put it on the table.
Because if you want to, and I slide the comm into the middle of the table.
Bon, you're on.
So he looks at it and
Well, he has to put it
he
in
picks
first.
the earpiece
I mean,
up and he looks
I
at
know,
it
but
at
it's
you and
coming
he
off.
says, "This is very strange, but I'm beginning to expect strange from you, Kathy." And he like puts the earpiece in and he's like, "Konbanwa, who is this?"
Hello, Kenji.
Yes.
This is Bon Bon. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It is good talking to you, Bon Bon-san.
Listen, so you need to know you put a pretty remarkable impression on a gal Night Sass here, because I'm just going to be completely blunt with you. All right, we were hired for a job. And I kind of wait a second, like to see if there's any response. No?
No, he's just waiting. You can hear the like clattering of dishes and stuff and like the noise of the karaoke restaurant.
And let's just say that job involves you. And the purpose of this job is actually to get you back to Japan, which we've already figured out that you were going to head back there anyway.
Who hired you for this job, Bon Bon-san?
I'm about to get to that point, because we see this as an opportunity, maybe for us and, of course, for you, in that you're going back to Japan, which is great. That solves all problem, because that's what we were hired to do. This particular Miss Johnson who hired us, we now believe could be, in fact, your enemies.
Do you have a photograph or description of this Mrs. Johnson?
Well, why don't I tell you what I propose, and then I'll tell you what she looks like.
Very well.
I propose that you go back to Japan, and perhaps we make an arrangement so that they know it was a result of something that happened, right? All a part of the plan. We believe that perhaps once you return to Japan, these unruly individuals will then try to hurt you, your business, your family, or whatever else is left. We think that we could go back as a third party, unrelated to this, and assist you in this matter.
So he says, Bon Bon-san, where are you from?
Takahashi-san, I am from Brooklyn, around that area. However, my father happens to be Japanese, my mother not so much.
Ah, so you don't see this, but Night says you see him like kind of go like, interesting. So he says to you,
Listen, I told you I would do something after I explain. Before you say anything, Night Sass, why don't you hand him the card?
I slide the card across the table.
okay. He doesn't even touch it. He just looks at it and he shakes his head and he's like, he just kind of scowls and he's like, Nakamoto. I thought as much. And he describes her. He's like, is the woman that you met with, and like gives you a pretty like pitch perfect description of her.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much right on par with the woman who hired us.
This woman offered to pay you to embarrass me, drive me back to Japan.
She did. She did.
I would like to meet with you face to face. This is unorthodox for me, and I would prefer to have this conversation in person.
She also told us to make a forum post about you.
Yeah, that too. That's true. Well, when would you like to meet?
No time like the present.
I think we can arrange that rather quickly then.
Good. You know where my apartment is?
A matter of fact, we happen to know where your apartment is. Yes.
Good. Night Sass and I will meet you there.
All right. All right. No problem. We'll see you there shortly. Enjoy that dessert.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I think that like when that like he takes the earpiece out, and he puts it on the table, and he kind of like looks earnestly at you, Night Sass, and he says, "Is your name even Kathy?" So let's just take a break there, I guess.
Perfect.
Oh, shit.
All right, we'll take our final break. We'll come back and we'll go into the final 40 minutes or so of role play. Mirrorshades right after this, guys. See you in just a bit.